Ano yung mararamdaman nyo kapag nakatanggap kayo ng BIR tax assessment na milyon-milyon? Baka bumaligtad yung sikmura nyo or mahulog pa kayo sa kinauupuan ninyo. Ganyan nangyari sa isa sa mga taxpayers na nag-consult sa atin. Pinakita niya yung tax assessment na na-receive niya sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Nung chinek ko, meron siyang milyon-milyong tax assessment at merong isang audit finding na nag-trigger nung milyon-milyong tax assessment. Yung ibang audit findings, malilit lang naman eh. Pero yung isang audit finding na nag-iisa, yung nag-trigger, yung dahilan kung bakit meron siyang milyon-milyong tax assessment na na-receive sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. At yun po yung pag-aaralan natin ngayon para maiwasan ng inyong company, just in case ma-audit kayo ng BIR, hindi tayo mabigyan ng milyon-milyong tax assessment. Okay? Let's start! So ito po yung Revenue Memorandum Circular Number 44 Series of 2002 na in-issue ng BIR noong September 17, 2002 pa. Wala pa po itong amendment. Ginagamit pa po ito namin mga taxpayers na nag-consult sa atin kapag nagpa-file po tayo ng protest against the BIR tax assessment. Ito ay sinupplement ng BIR using the Revenue Memorandum Circular Number 22 Series of 2004. At ang subject niya, Supplement to Revenue Memorandum Circular Number 44 Series of 2002 on accounting methods. Take note, accounting methods, yun ang main topic natin ngayon, to be used by taxpayers for internal revenue tax purposes. Ang nangyayari kasi sa practice, hindi alam ng taxpayers yung accounting method. At yung accounting method na yun yung single reason kung bakit yung taxpayer na sinabi ko sa inyo nagkaroon ng milyon-milyong tax assessment galing sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Kasi mali yung accounting methods na ginamit niya sa kanyang tax returns, filing, at financial statements. Pag-aralan po natin. So, jump na po tayo dito sa section number 2. Provisions of tax code shall prevail. Pag sinabi pong shall sa batas, it is mandatory. All returns, lahat ng returns, ibig sabihin tax returns yun, required to be filed by the tax code shall be prepared always. Pag sabing always, lagi. In conformity with the provisions of the tax code and rules and regulations and issued implementing said tax code. Taxability of income and deductibility of expenses shall be determined strictly in accordance with the provisions of the tax code and the rules and regulations issued implementing the said tax code. In case of difference between the provisions of the tax code and the rules and regulations implementing the tax code on one hand, and the generally accepted accounting principles and the generally accepted auditing standards on the other hand, the provisions of the tax code and the rules and regulations issued implementing the said tax code shall prevail. Yung sinasabi niya dito na generally accepted accounting principles or GAAP, pati generally accepted auditing standards or GAAS, currently po, ang tawag po dyan ngayon ay Philippine Accounting Standards or PAS at Philippine Financial Reporting Standards. Kasi matagal na itong GAAP tsaka GAAS. So, ang tawag nyo na ngayon sa accounting profession, accounting industry, Philippine Financial Reporting Standards, PFRS. Check nyo yung financial statements nyo. Baka merong mga ganong terminology, red flag yon. Philippine Accounting Standards, check nyo yung financial statements nyo na ipiprepare nyo ngayon for the calendar year o taxable year 2025 and for the prior years, kapag meron kayong ganung mga terminologies, PFRS, Philippine Accounting Standards, napakalaking red flags nun. So malinaw po dito, lahat po ng tax returns na ipapasa ng taxpayer, value-added tax return, percentage tax, income tax, withholding tax, lalo na yung VAT, value-added tax, percentage tax, tsaka income tax kasi dyan nagkakaroon ng discrepancies. Ipa-file down natin yan at babayaran yung corresponding taxes in accordance always with the provisions of the tax code and the issued implementing rules and regulations or revenue regulations. In case of difference between the Philippine Accounting Standard or Philippine Financial Reporting Standards and the tax code provision and the issued revenue regulations, ang masusunod ay tax code pa rin. Ngayon, ang nangyayari sa practice, may mga accountants, accounting firm, auditing firm, bookkeeper, na ginagamit si Philippine Accounting Standard and Philippine Financial Reporting Standards as accounting method sa pag-file ng financial statements accompanying or attached as attachment to annual income tax return, which is very wrong. Malinaw po dito, matagal na po ito, 2004, Revenue Regulation Number 22, 2004, and yung RMC Number 44, Series of 2002. Wala po yung amendment hanggang ngayon po, yan ay applicable pa rin. Okay? Hindi po masusunod si Philippine Accounting Standard and Philippine Financial Reporting Standards sa taxability of income and deductibility of expenses. Ginagamit lang po yung Philippine Accounting Standard, Philippine Financial Reporting Standards sa mga large companies na naka-register sa Securities and Exchange Commission na available yung kanilang stocks or shares sa public. Ang tawag sa kanila ay publicly listed companies like Jollibee Foods Corporation, SM Ayala. Pero kapag tayo mga micro, small, and medium enterprises or business taxpayers, ang dapat po natin gamitin lagi ay tax code provisions. Ngayon, ang ginamit kasi ng taxpayer's accountant, bookkeeper, accounting firm, or auditing firm ay hindi si tax code, kundi si Philippine Accounting Standard and Philippine Financial Reporting Standard para sa taxability of income and deductibility of expenses. Ngayon, yun ang naging dahilan o nag-trigger, single trigger or single cause para yung taxpayer magkaroon ng milyon-milyong tax assessment na willing naman magbayad ng tamang taxes. Kaya nga lang, hindi alam din kung ano ibig sabihin ng accounting method. Ano ba yung accounting method? Example po natin dito. Ito pa example natin. Yung accounting method po natin, yun yung accrual basis and cash basis. Meron pa pong ibang accounting method for income taxes. Yun yung crop year basis, applicable sa mga agriculture, installment method of accounting basis para sa mga dealers of cars, vehicles na long-term yung payment ng kanilang binibentang products, pati sa mga real estate companies. But for simplicity ng ating discussion, we will tackle yung two common use accounting methods. Ito yung accrual basis and cash basis method of accounting. Pag sinabing accrual basis, yung sales natin, di-declare na natin siya sa isang taon kahit hindi pa nakokolekta. Okay? So, yung may sales ka na 1 million sa isang taon, kahit hindi pa nakakolekta yun lahat, kahit 10% down payment pa lang, kahit 50%, kahit wala pang down payment eh. Sales mo na yon, subject na sa tax. Okay? Ang cash basis naman ay, from the name itself, based on cash collections, yung inyong taxability ng income. Ngayon, magbibigay kami ng example. Example po, meron tayong 2025 sales, 2 million pesos, net of VAT. 2025 collections, 1,500,000 doon sa 2 million na nabenta. Tapos, yung remaining 500,000 pesos po ay nakolekta the following year, 2026. So, ang na ngayon, the tax returns natin, 2025 VAT, 2026 VAT, percentage tax, 2025 income tax, 2026 income tax. Magkano yung ilalagay nating sales sa 2025 VAT / percentage tax under accrual basis method of accounting? The answer po is 2 million. Because under Ease of Paying Taxes Act, starting 2024, ang method of accounting po na dapat gamitin, mandatory, walang ibang choice, walang pagpipilian, kundi isa lang. Pagdating sa VAT, value added tax and percentage tax, ay itong accrual basis. Sabi ko nga po kanina, ang accrual basis, kahit nakolekta mo yan, or hindi, kahit magkano yung kolekta mo, regardless of your collections, basta may sales ka, may delivery na ng goods, may performance na ng services, even if collected or not, fully or partially, lahat po yan ay i-declare natin na sales. Ibig sabihin po, yung 2 million po natin, i-declare po lahat yan sa 2025 VAT returns or percentage tax returns. Subject po yan sa 12% VAT or 3% quarterly percentage tax. Okay? Magkano naman ang i-declare natin sa 2026 VAT or percentage tax under accrual para sa 2025 sales? The answer po is 0. Kasi na-declare na po siya dito fully sa 2025 kung kailan po yung year of sales, not in the year of collection. Okay? Ngayon, under cash basis method of accounting, ito po, cash basis method of accounting, magkano i-declare natin sa 2025 VAT / percentage tax? The answer po is 0. Kasi nga po, ang ginagamit po na method of accounting for value-added tax and percentage tax is one only. One. Accrual. Under po ng Ease of Paying Taxes Act. Dati may option na cash basis eh. Kapag goods yung binenta mo, accrual. Kapag service ang binenta mo, cash basis. Diba? Yung basihan ng 12% VAT at percentage tax. Pero binago siya ng Ease of Paying Taxes Act starting 2024. Ang value-added tax, whether seller of goods ka or seller of service, and percentage tax ay accrual na. Ibig sabihin nga ng accrual, yung 2025 sales natin ng 2 million, regardless of the collection, kung nakolekta ba natin yan during the same taxable year o hindi, o kung magkano man yung collection, yan po ay under ng value-added tax and percentage tax, subject to 12% VAT or 3% quarterly percentage tax, fully based on whole amount of sales. Okay? So, wala po tayong cash basis method of accounting sa VAT. Tandaan yan. Ngayon naman sa ating income tax. Sa income tax po 2025, magkano po yung sales natin, yung taxable income? Depende po kasi, yung taxable income po kasi nakadepende yan. Ano ba yung measurement mo? Ano ba yung accounting method na ginamit mo to measure your taxable income? Okay, para tayong ruler. May ruler tayo na ginagamit to measure yung ating taxable income for VAT, percentage tax, and income tax. Kasi magkaiba yung accounting method ng VAT / percentage tax sa income tax. Okay? Sa income tax po, pwedeng accrual basis, pwedeng cash basis method of accounting, pwede rin po yung crop year basis method of accounting, yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, para sa agriculture, pati naman sa installment method of accounting para sa different types of industries ng business like real estate, mga car dealership na it will take years before makolekta yung sales nila. Tapos yung construction, yung percentage of completion method or POC method. Applicable po yun sa income tax only, not value-added tax or percentage tax. Kapag value-added tax nga po and percentage tax, ang applicable lang po natin na method of accounting ay accrual basis. Kung kailan natin siya nabenta, kailan yung delivery ng goods, anong taon, anong taxable quarter, tapos kailan na-perform yung services, doon natin siya i-report regardless of the amount of collections. Kung nakolekta ba o hindi, sa madaling salita. Pero sa income tax po, pwede accrual basis, o kaya naman ay cash basis method of accounting, pipili po kayo. Ito po yung dalawa nating examples na accounting method na commonly used in the practice para hindi tayo mahirapan. So, ang accrual basis po ang ginamit natin for income tax. Ang sales po na i-declare natin subject to income tax ay same amount po, 2 million pesos. Okay? Kung accrual basis na method na ang ginamit mo para sa income tax natin, tapos yung ating 2026 na income tax para po sa 2 million natin na sales na 2025, zero na po ilalagay natin yan. Kasi na-declare na po natin lahat noong 2025. Okay? Maliwanag po ba? Ngayon, kung cash basis method of accounting naman ang gagamitin natin, magkano po i-declare natin sa income tax ng 2025 kung cash basis naman po ang gagamitin natin? Tapos income tax ang reporting natin, yung 1701Q, 1701 or 1702Q, tsaka 1702RT, yung mga quarterly and annual income tax returns sa mga individual and corporate taxpayers. So, cash basis itself, from the name itself, based on cash collections tayo, so, ang 2025 cash collections po natin ay 1,500,000. Kung cash basis method of accounting pong ginamit nyo, 1,500,000 pesos po ang i-report nyo sa income tax return nyo as sales subject to income tax natin. Siyempre, maminus mo pa yung mga deductions. Pero dito ang usapan lang na muna natin ay sales. Okay? Sa madaling salita. Ngayon, sa 2026 po, para sa 2025 sales, magkano i-report natin sa 2026 income tax return para sa 2025 sales sa 2 million? 500,000 pesos po. Okay? Kasi nga cash collection, kung kailan mo siya na-collect, doon mo siya i-report as sales taxable income. Maliwanag po ba? Again, under po, for value-added tax and percentage tax, Ang applicable lang po natin na method of accounting ay accrual basis, kung kailan po natin na-deliver yung goods, kailan natin nabenta, kailan tayo naka-perform yung services, regardless of the collection, kung kailan natin siya na-collection, kailan natin siya na-collect. I-report po natin yung full amount subject to 12% value-added tax and 3% percentage tax kung non-VAT kayo. Kung VAT naman, 12% VAT. Wala na po dito yung kapag goods ka, accrual, kapag service ka, cash basis for VAT, percentage tax. Tinanggal na po yun ng Ease of Paying Taxes Act. Okay? Pinag-isa niya na accrual na lahat. Pero kung income tax naman ang usapan, marami tayong choices, marami tayong options na accounting method para to measure kung magkano yung taxable income natin during the taxable year. Yun ang purpose ng accounting method, to measure. To measure kung magkano yung taxable income mo and deductibility of expenses during the taxable year. Okay? Ngayon, yung commonly used nga na accounting method sa practice, dalawa, accrual and cash basis, applicable lang po ito sa income tax, okay? Take note, income tax lang po ito applicable kasi wala tayong choices or choice sa VAT and percentage tax kundi gumamit ng accrual. So sa income tax, yung accrual po ang ginamit ninyo, 2 million pa rin po yan. So wala tayong difference. Wala tayong difference ng 2 million 2025 VAT percentage tax sa 2 million 2025 income tax. Wala tayong difference. So pag in-audit ka ng BIR, tali siya, tali-tali. So, zero ang magiging assessment sa'yo ng BIR. Zero yung magiging audit finding. Wala kang undeclared sales sa madaling salita, subject to income tax. Okay? Pero kung ang dineclare mo naman ay, kung ang ginamit mo ay cash basis method of accounting, so 2025 mo ay 1,500,000 pesos kasi based on collection tayo. In our example, 2025 collection, 1,500,000. Tapos yung 500,000 pesos na remaining, i-declare mo yung taxable income in the following year, 2026, kung kailan siya nakolekta. Dito na ngayon papasok yung possible audit findings or discrepancy. Kapag in-audit ka ng tax examiner, Bureau of Internal Revenue. Sasabihin niya, dineclare mo sa 2025, 2 million, 2025 VAT or percentage tax. 2 million yung sales mo. Bakit sa annual income tax return mo, 1,500,000 pesos lang? So magkakaroon ka ng discrepancy na 500,000 pesos na pwedeng maging audit finding subject to income tax, magiging undeclared sales siya subject to income tax. Ganun nangyari sa natin sa taxpayer na nag-consult sa atin. Nagkaroon ng discrepancy. Ang laki. Magkaiba yung amount ng sales niya sa VAT at yung amount ng sales niya sa income tax. Nandahil lang dito sa tinatawag na accounting method. Hindi niya kasi naintindihan yung accounting method, yung pinaliwanag ko, hindi niya rin naintindihan yon. Pumirma lang siya ng financial statements, tapos inattach sa annual income tax return, pinasa sa BIR, inaudit siya, edi ito yung naging difference, possible difference, 500,000. So, itong difference na ito, sir, mali ba yun? Tama. Mali ito. Kasi ito, yung 500,000 na nag-a-assume lang kasi yung tax examiner na meron kang undeclared sales. Pero ang ginamit mo kasi sa income tax mo, 2025, ay cash basis. Yan, cash basis. Kaya naging 1,500,000 pesos. Pero sa accrual, sa 2025 VAT, same taxable year, 2 million, kasi accrual basis lang available sa VAT and percentage tax. Kaya nagkaroon ka ng difference. Paano mo siya ngayon susolusyonan? Paano ngayon susolusyonan yung possible assessment sa inyo ng BIR due to undeclared sales? May difference kasi yung sales nyo reported in the value-added tax, percentage tax, compared sa sales nyo reported in the income tax kasi magkaiba kayo ng accounting method na ginamit. Possible magkaroon ng difference kasi magkaiba kayo ng accounting method na ginamit. Okay? Pupunta ka ngayon dito sa notes to financial statements kasi wag muna kayo pirma na financial statements. Dapat naiintindihan nyo rin yung pinipirmahan nyo na pinapasa sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Kasi hindi naman advantage yan sa ating mga taxpayer pag pinirmahan mo yung document na ipapasa sa BIR. Advantage yan ng BIR. Kasi doon tayo uhulihin kung meron ba tayong possible discrepancy, magkano yung possible na makakolekta sa ating tax, doon tayo bibigyan ng letter of authority or LOA. So ito yung sample natin na notes to financial statement. Ito yung pinapasa din sa Bureau of Internal Revenue as attachment dun sa ating annual income tax return. Meron tayong income statement, may balance sheet, may statement of cash flow, tapos may statement of changes in equity, tapos yung panglima, itong notes to financial statement. Dito mo ngayon ipapaliwanag sa notes to financial statement, bakit ka nagkaroon ng difference. Sa madaling salita, ikaw na magpapaliwanag mismo sa BIR in advance. Hindi mo nahihintayin pa yung tax assessment galing sa BIR tax examiners kasi nagkaroon ng misunderstanding doon sa inyong tax returns na pinasa compared do sa financial statement na pinasa ninyo. Okay? So, before kayo magpasa ng financial statement, this time, for the taxable year 2025, i-check nyo muna yung financial statements nyo kung tugma doon sa tax returns na pinasa nyo. Kung hindi siya tugma, katulad po nito, nagkaroon na tayo ng difference. Possible tax audit assessment to 500,000 pesos kasi magkaiba ng accounting method na ginamit sa VAT and sa income tax. Sa VAT, accrual basis, method of accounting. Sa income tax naman, cash basis method of accounting. Ikaw na mismo magpapaliwanag sa BIR in advance. Ipapaliwanag mo siya doon sa notes to financial statement na ipapasa mo sa BIR as attachment sa annual income tax return na pinapasa sa BIR annually. Example, ito yung notes to financial statements natin. Makikita nyo po sa note number 3, di ko lang po kanong note nyo sa inyo. Usually naman sa practice, ang note number 3 ay Summary of Significant Accounting Policies. Dito po nakalagay yung accounting method na ginamit ninyo. Okay? To measure your taxable income subject to VAT and the taxable income subject to income tax. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng accounting method, to measure. Magkano? Magkano yung sales mo or taxable income na di-declare mo sa VAT and percentage tax at magkano yung sales mo, taxable income, na i-declare mo sa income tax. Yun ang purpose ng accounting method, to measure. Pinaliwanag ko nga sa taxpayer yun, hindi niya rin naintindihan. Pero kalaunan naintindihan niya rin yung mali na ginawa ng company niya, pati ng bookkeeper niya, accountant niya. Hindi ko pa sinisiraan or sinisisi yung mga colleagues ko sa accounting profession, pati po yung mga bookkeepers na non-accountants, non-CPAs. Pero in practice nga po, ito po yung single mistake na pwedeng mag-trigger ng milyon-milyong tax assessment sa company ninyo. So, note number 3 po, makikita niyo yan sa notes to financial statement nyo, Summary of Significant Accounting Policies. Check nyo po. Ito po. Ayan. Cash basis method of accounting method. Example lang po ito. All sales and expenses are recognized and recorded in the books of accounts at the time of actual and constructed receipts of cash collection from sales and actual payment of expenses. Pwede nyo itong dugtungan na for income tax purposes specifically, kasi na-edit naman itong notes to financial statement, available po yung template ng financial statements natin, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, equity, pati itong notes to financial statement, ibibigay po namin sa inyo pag nag-avail po ng RWB book natin na financial statements. Okay? May exclusive ATC videos na rin yun para to explain ko paano po gumawa ng sarili yung financial statements. So, pwede nyo po ilagay dito, i-edit nyo po for income tax purposes, kasi cash basis method of accounting ginamit nyo, all sales and expenses blah, 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 blah. Kung cash basis method of accounting ang ginamit nyo sa income tax. Dito naman sa note for usually sales to, dito nyo na siya i-reconcile. Dito nyo na siya ibabangga. Ito yung sales namin sa VAT, ito yung sales namin sa income tax. Okay? Yung difference is due to accounting method used in the value-added tax and income tax. Kayo na mismo mag-construct. Wala namang binigay yung BIR na template or format pagdating sa notes to financial statement eh. Pwede kayong mag-narrate, pwede kayong gumawa, pwede nyo lagyan ng schedule, pwede nyo lagyan ng table. Meaning to say, i-advance nyo na yung paliwanag doon sa difference o discrepancy between the sales reported in your VAT returns and the sales or taxable income reported in your annual income tax return. Bakit may difference? Okay? I-explain na natin siya in advance. Hindi na po natin hihintayin pa yung assessment ng BIR na milyon-milyon. Baligtad yung sikmura natin kapag ganun, wala tayong milyon-milyon sa bangko eh. Dang-dang milyon. Okay? So, example po, sales arising from sale of services. Example lang, recorded at cash basis method of accounting. Kasi ito ay 2018 pa yung template natin, so applicable yung cash basis sa percentage tax and value-added tax kapag sale of services ang ginamit nyo. Pero pwede nyo lagay dito na yung sales natin dito, i-breakdown nyo yung sales reported in the VAT, may dalawa kayong column, sales reported in the income tax return, tapos may total, tapos yung difference niya, ilalagay mo na lang kung ano yung reason, ano yung difference. Tapos dito, pwede nyo lagay dito na yung VAT nyo ay in accordance with the Ease of Paying Taxes Act Amendment na based on accrual basis method of accounting. Kayo na mismo kayo na mismo maglagay, kayo na mismo magpaliwanag na as if binigyan kayo ng assessment ng BIR ngayon, paano mo siya ipapaliwanag ngayon sa notes to financial statement para pag in-audit kayo ng BIR, tanggal na yung mga red flags. Okay? Tanggalin yung mga red flags. Tanggalin nyo na yung mga red flags sa financial statement na ipapasa nyo sa Bureau of Internal Revenue as attachment to your annual income tax return. And please, tanggalin niyo yung mga terminologies na Philippine Accounting Standard, Philippine Financial Reporting Standard. Pampabango lang yan eh. Pampabango lang yan ng financial statements kapag nag-borrow ka, nangungutang ka sa bangko. Kapag pinasa mo yung financial statement mo sa BIR, tapos may mga Philippine Accounting Standard, Philippine Financial Reporting Standard, binasa natin kanina dito sa RMC number 22/2004, supplementing the RMC number 44/2002, na ang masusunod po ay hindi yung GAAP, GAAS, Philippine Accounting Standard, Philippine Financial Reporting Standard. Ang masusunod po lagi is yung provisions of the tax code in the issued revenue regulations, implementing the tax code provisions. So pag gumawa po kayo ng notes sa financial statement, ilalagay nyo na po dito yung mga tax code provision, anong section applicable, yung accounting method na ginamit ninyo. Okay? Naliwanag po ba? So pag gumawa kayo ng notes to financial statement, as if nagpapaliwanag na kayo, as if nagpo-protest na kayo, doon sa assessment ng BIR na possibly ibigay sa inyo kasi magkakaroon ng discrepancy or difference. Huwag nyo na nga gamitin yung Philippine Accounting Standard, Philippine Financial Reporting Standard to measure kung magkano yung income dapat na i-report nyo, magkano dapat yung expenses na i-claim nyo as deductions, mali po yun. Kasi kung value-added tax yung babayaran nyo, Section 106 yun, Section 108, Section 106 kapag seller of goods ka, Section 108 kapag seller of service ka, kapag non-VAT ka naman, Section 116 ng ating tax code. I-check nyo kung anong applicable section ng tax code, yung applicable dun sa VAT and percentage tax na babayaran nyo, pati dun po sa income tax. As if nagpo-protest kayo dito sa gagawin yung notes to financial statements. Kapag nag-protest ka ng tax assessment ng Bureau of Internal Revenue, never pa namin ginamit yung Philippine Accounting Standard and Philippine Financial Reporting Standards as a legal basis to support our protest against the hundreds or millions of BIR tax assessment. Never pa. Kasi po ang Philippine Accounting Standard and Philippine Financial Reporting Standards or GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles and Generally Accepted Auditing Standards, hindi po yan batas. Hindi po batas yung mga accounting standards sa Pilipinas para maging basihan ng taxation. Yun po ang bottom line natin. So kung nakakita po kayo ng Philippine Accounting Standard number 1, number 2, number 3, ano man number niyan. Ano man number niyan. Pati Philippine Financial Reporting Standards, PFRS. Ako, pinag-aralan ko po yun sa college, 5 years. Hindi po yun applicable sa taxation. So, i-remove nyo. Ito, dito sa template ng notes sa financial statement natin, yan. Template po yan. Pwede po namin ibigay yung template sa inyo pag nag-avail ka ng RWB book natin na financial statements. Wala kayong makikita dito ang Philippine Accounting Standard, Philippine Financial Reporting Standards. Kasi nga hindi po yun applicable sa taxation. Red flags pa yun na pwede mag-trigger nga ng milyon-milyong tax assessment na kinuwento ko sa inyo kanina. Okay? Maliwanag po ba? So, sir, pwede ba ako mag-accrual basis method na lang sa income tax para tali po yung sales ko ng VAT and income tax para wala pa akong possible discrepancy? Pwede naman. Pwede naman po yun. Pwede naman po yun. Nasa inyo po yun. Kung gusto nyo, same accounting method, yung VAT nyo, percentage tax, and the income tax. Kung accrual, accrual lahat. Pero take note, yung cash basis natin, hindi siya applicable sa VAT and percentage tax. Applicable lang po yung cash basis kapag sa income tax kayo. Kaya nagkakaroon ng discrepancy or difference sa practice kasi yung VAT mo accrual, yung income tax ng taxpayer, ginagawa niyang cash basis, which is legal naman, in accordance with our law naman yan. Section 43 or 44 ng ating tax code, kung di ako nagkakamali, yung accounting methods natin available para sa income tax. Kaya lang 'pag nagkaroon ka ng ng different accounting methods sa VAT and percentage tax, kumpara sa income tax, may possible kang tax audit assessment na puwede mo naman i-protest in accordance with our law. Pero 'wag mo na hintayin na yung karoon pa ng assessment na finding bago mo siya i-protest. Kasi puwede mo naman ipaliwanag yan in advance dito sa notes to financial statements na ipapasa mo sa BIR as attachment sa annual income tax return. And again, never, ever use Philippine accounting standards and Philippine financial reporting standards sa inyong financial statements na ipapasa sa BIR. Always tax code provisions and issued implementing revenue regulations and other BIR administrative issuances ang legal basis natin pagdating sa taxation. Okay? Maliwanag po ba? Para maiwasan pa natin yung possible na milyon-milyon, daan-daang libong tax assessment na manggagaling sa accounting method na hindi naman natin naiintindihan, na pinirmahan lang natin, pinasa sa BIR. Okay? Maliwanag po ba? So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Sana ay maraming kinatutunan sa topic natin na ngayon para maiwasan yung milyon-milyon, daan-daang libong BIR tax assessment at yung naiintindihan yung accounting method. Kung meron kayong question, i-comment ko lang dyan sa ating school tax community and we will answer to the best of our knowledge yung inyong mga question dito sa ating exclusive tax online community. Maraming salamat po. My name is Mark Lord M. Bumagat, your RWB teacher po, na lagi po nagsasabing, never, ever, use Philippine Accounting Standard and Philippine Financial Reporting Standards for taxation purposes. Always use tax code provisions and implementing revenue regulations and other BIR administrative issuances for tax purposes. Maraming salamat po. Be educated and be empowered. Bye-bye! Thank you po. See you po next time.